Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha and I'll be your host for today, unpacking the latest sports news in and beyond Namibian borders. And now for the latest on the hit list. Today on the hit list, we interview a man that has traveled the world in terms of fighting, one of the few Namibian boxers that has fought on American soil and have won on American soil. Well, Nakathila has not been on the scene for a while now, but today we met with him just to ask him what he has been up to and what the future holds for him in terms of boxing. Enjoy. Yes, we are joined by Jeremiah Nakathila. A renowned boxer, of course, a man that has been around. Well, Loki, thank you for coming through for the Sport Rep. Can you just tell us what have you been up to and what are some of the latest developments you have for us there?
Yeah, no, thank you, Jesse. Yeah, it's been a while coming through, but yeah, I'm here. So we've been busy here and there. So in terms of sport, tips of myself, boxing, it's the end of the year as well. But I've been, in sport-wise, I've been in the gym, I've been training, and I've been also just be engaged with some of the tournaments that were happening around Katutura, Hakahana. So yeah, but for me, posing in general, I'm part of it.
Yes. You said something while we talked off the cut about you getting a sponsorship in terms of cutting hair and all that. How's that going and how has it been and who are these people?
Yeah, so it's very interesting. I went to P1 just to have a haircut. And then to my surprise, when I come there, the excitement I got from the owner of the barber shop, it was high, and he decided, we've been waiting for you. We want to celebrate you, but we don't know how we can do it. But it is now you come in, and we're gonna give you a free haircut every day you want. Just come in, you're gonna have a free haircut. So all day it's non-stop. I don't know for how long you're gonna do it, but that's what he indicated. And for the past, I think now 3 months, I'm cutting every day I want to cut. You see, I look good. So I will just go there to B1 City. This salon is JB Salon. Yeah, so JB Salon is just the at B1 when you're entering Pick and Pay just on your left. So they are located there. But I'm impressed that they've accept that I did something for the country, and for sure that's how they return the favor.
Okay, back to the boxing world in terms of the future for you. We know that the years are also moving. When have you planned to maybe step down and just be involved in administrative wise? Do you still feel you have a little bit more fights to fight before you can decide to step down?
Yeah, looking at myself, I don't think I have much remain. Maybe 2-3 fights to go, and I will call it a day. So, but in the meantime, I'm still in the gym. How my body responds, I feel I can still go. I can still be in boxing, but due to we are growing, we also now engage in the different things, business, work, and all these things. The body sometimes it will not have much time to recover and all these things. But so I love boxing, and I will still be in, let me say, 2 to 3 fights. Then I can call it a day.
All right. In terms of the Loki Nakathila football tournament that you always hosted in December, are we looking forward to anything like that again this year?
This year I put it on hold. However, there's an expo, it's a trade fair that I'm hosting. But the soccer tournament this year, I will just put it on hold. Then I will resume. I'll resume it next year, 2026. So this year, my main focus is on a trade fair that will happen in the Teunda. The community is excited and they are looking forward for the trade fair. So that actually the trade fair will start from the 19th to the 24th. So from 1924 I'll be hosting a trade fair at Teunda. That's what I'm focusing on now. Come to the activity for December.
All right, Loki. Any other thing you would like to add before we conclude?
Yeah. So for me, just to encourage everyone to go take part in the voting. We are facing people who have to vote, and for sure let's go out there and go vote. The elders, the youth, everyone. It's the right thing to do. So let's go out there and vote. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much, Loki. Well, there was not so much of good news in terms of the Namibian football fraternity after the brave warriors of Namibia lost to the Comoros Islands by 4-0 yesterday. It was the second match the two teams played in an international friendly, courtesy of an invitation by the Comoros Islands there. Namibia unable to make the most of those matches, fielding local players and a different technical team that was questioned indeed. NFA spokesperson Isaac Hamata explained that the interim team or technical team that was appointed was due to the management. It was a decision based on the management and it's just an interim thing. So of course Colin Benjamin, the head coach of the team, had other things to do, and that's why the likes of John Sigerete were appointed for the Brave Warriors. However, Namibia unable to beat the Comoros. Friday they lost 1-0, and then again on Monday being beaten by 4-0 in that country there. We'll cross over to the marketplace and we return with more news after that.
Life is unpredictable and one needs to be protected against any eventuality. Get Santam legal access from as little as $50 Namibian a month for when you find yourself in need of legal representation due to civil cases, criminal prosecution, and family matters such as divorce, child maintenance, and custody. It also covers labor disputes, disciplinary hearings, and unfair dismissal or retrenchment. With Santam Legal Access, you'll receive free legal advice on almost every legal aspect, whether the specific matter is covered by your policy or not. For true peace of mind and legal protection when you need it most, call us on 061 292 8000. Santam. This is freedom.
Well, on to more local news, and this time about gymnastics. The Namibia Gymnastics Federation announced that they will host a Region 5 competition slated from 7 to 14 December this year. So our reporter, Mariette Ngula, was at the press conference and has these videos for us.
We are deeply honored to announce that Namibia will be hosting the Region 5 Gymnastics Championships in 2025 right here in Windhoek. This prestigious event is the flagship competition for gymnastics in Southern Africa and is scheduled to take place from the 7th to the 14th of December. This marks a significant moment for Namibian Gymnastics Federation, and it is the first time the event returns to Namibia since 2015. The competition will bring together more than 200 gymnasts from 8 different countries in the region, including South Africa, Zimbabwe, Angola, Botswana, Zambia, Lesotho, and Mozambique. As hosts, we are honored and committed to strengthening and developing gymnastics within the region and building a vibrant collaboration for regional gymnastics community with all our valued neighbors. The championship will proudly feature our core existing gymnastic disciplines, which is women's artistic gymnastics, men's artistic gymnastics, trampoline and tumbling, and rhythmic gymnastics. We are also thrilled to announce that for the first time ever at this event, we will be showcasing 2 new disciplines.
Wow, it's a nice conclusion. Very, very nice one. Because the returned son is the one concluding the year for us. And we could not have asked for something better. When we break for Christmas, to go back home, review, look after what happened, and prepare ourselves. The Christians are talking about Jesus. Others are talking about their believer. But most important is that we need to go back to our faith and call upon our faith to guide us when we are in this struggle. It was not easy to handle the matter of gymnastic, but because we all went to what we believe in, if it's the Holy Fire, those went to the Holy Fires. If us that believe in the Trinity, we went back to our church and pray for faith, not to give up. Remember, 90% of Namibians are Christian. And that's what should always be our motivation when we are stuck. Thank you.
Of course, after the international break, the Football Premier League season returns this coming week with a few teams pitted against each other. Now we will just take a look at some of the latest fixtures in terms of the league, the teams that will be playing against each other there. We have that is on the 21st, which is a Friday. It will be Buccaneers recently losing a coach. They will be up against Young African FC. That match to be played at 1600 hours, Windhoek Independence Stadium. And then on the 22nd, which will be a Saturday, we have Mighty Gunners FC battling Shoke Chula Chula FC, Life Fighters FC, KK Palace. That is at Oshivarongo Mokadi Stadium, while Okahanja United FC battles Tigers in Okahanja at the Now Ape Stadium, while FC Ongos, we start off with Unam playing Julinho Athletics in Windhoek at the Unam Sports Stadium, while FC Ongos battles Rundu Chiefs also in Windhoek at the Unam Stadium. And then we have Blue Waters battling against Commerce Nampol FC in Walfish Bay. The group leaders, Commerce Nampol, traveling all the way to Walfish Bay to play Blue Waters FC, as well as African Stars FC. The defending champions will be battling against 11 Arrows on Saturday, 1600 hours at the Jan Velken Stadium. These matches will continue on to the 23rd, with Life Fighters FC hosting a Shoke Chula Chula to Chivarongo Mokati Stadium. That match is at 1500 hours. And then we have Mighty Gunners against KK Palace, 1300 hours or Chivarongo Mokati Stadium, while Okahanja United battles Young African. That will be an interesting one at the 1500 hours. Then Buccaneers host a Tigers also at the Independent Stadium, while FC Ongos will play Julinho Athletics, Unam FC Rundu Chiefs, 11 Arrows against the Commerce Nampol, while African Stars FC will be the ones playing Blue Waters. That's on Sunday in an important fixture. Let's once again cross over to the marketplace before we return with more news. Well, before I say goodbye, we do have expert analysis from Irene Marie van der Walt, who always speaks in terms of Formula One. You can always catch her on Saturday on the Wrap Up Show. Due to popular demand, we brought her back this time around on a Tuesday just to hear her analysis in terms of the Formula One season. After that, it will be Ario Khat to give us the latest international news. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, it is goodbye.
It's quite rainy here in Windhoek at the moment. I think that rain we were expecting in Brazil ended up coming to Namibia. You might be able to hear the thunder rumbling a little bit, a couple of the insects who came out now after the recent downpour this afternoon. But I think, on the Formula One front, not a Grand Prix this weekend, a lot to discuss. Oscar Piastri needs to average at least 8 points ahead of Lando Norris and score 1 point more than Lando Norris in every single remaining race on the calendar season in order to win the championship by 1 point. So that would ideally be 8 points on average in each race, and then 1 point in the sprint. And it's not impossible anymore, or it's not impossible yet. In Formula One, it ain't over till it's over, So it's not impossible. Oscar Piastri could very much still be a champion come the end of this season. But I think both Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris are really kind of hoping that the other one's going to go in. I think it now becomes clear that Max Verstappen is kind of out for the count. According to my math, he needs about an average of 7. Be really, really hard, and very unlikely. So the championship battle, I can't even say is heating up anymore. It's full flame now. A very exciting time ahead of us in Formula One. I think also a very sad time. I for some reason I've gotten very sentimental about this season's rookies. Which I haven't gotten sentimental about rookies before, but I definitely am sentimental about these ones. I don't know why. Do they just have more talent than rookies that I've normally seen? I don't know, but I am a little bit sentimental. So in 3 races, the likes of Gabriel Bortoleto, Ollie Behrman, Kimi Antonelli, Isaac Hadjar, they won't be rookies anymore, and Liam Lawson also can be counted as a rookie, I guess. He's definitely a seasoned rookie, but it's the definition of a rookie is quite loose. But after, in 3 races' time, there'll be no question as to whether or not Liam Lawson is a rookie anymore. He will decidedly not be a rookie anymore, by no definition of that very loose term. And this group of rookies makes me very, very excited for what they'll do in Formula One. We've definitely got at least one future world champion in this year's rookies, and it's been so much fun to watch them. And I think truly they're just a step ahead of other rookies that I've seen before, in terms of their maturity as racers. And I'm not saying they are fully matured as racers, absolutely not, but it feels like a lot of rookies before them came out kicking and punching, and it might sound like a good thing if a racer is kicking and punching, but it actually isn't, because it distracts them, and their thoughts are all over the place, and they are all over the place, and as such, they don't concentrate fully on this one thing that they're supposed to do. So it feels like this group of rookies came out with a little bit more maturity than previous rookies I've seen. And I don't know if that is, maybe a development in, our driver development programs, but they do feel like they're kind of just that one step ahead of other rookies. Maybe it's just them. Maybe, like I said, it's driver development. But we don't know that for sure yet. What we do know for sure is Audi has launched their concept for 2026. Obviously, Audi taking over stake next year. And they've released a bunch of videos and a bunch of photos, among others, this specific photo that got me thinking, is that not the bathtub Ferrari? Am I crazy? Am I going insane? Am I the only person who sees the bathtub Ferrari? it's weird. It's uncanny almost to me. That just, why would you do that? You know, obviously Audi has made their impact on racing, without a doubt. You know, but why would you put bathtub side pods on a car when you've seen that it doesn't work? Is there something we don't know about the bathtub side pods? Do they work in theory? Because they definitely don't work in practice. Ferrari has proved that to us. But do they work in theory? Is there a theory of engineering that makes bathtub side pods seem like a really good idea? Or like any extreme side pod, you know, like with Mercedes' Zero Pod. They've tried really hard to make the Zero Pod work, and they've had limited success with Zero Pod. So, you know, you don't really have success with really big side pods. You don't really have success with really small side pods. I feel like, hou op Peter, you know, if I can use Afrikaans, stop messing with side pods. Yeah, so, and the thing is, Audi's now said that they want to be fighting for the championship and at the front of the championship in 4 years' time, which is ambitious, you know, to say the least. And it's not that I don't think Audi can be a strong competitor in Formula One. I don't think that, or it's not that I don't think that Audi can't come out and give us a good performance, a strong, like probably best of the rest, front to the midfield performance. There is potential for that, you know, and I'll have to see how Audi performs in their first season to be able to tell you how ambitious 2030 really is for them. But at the end of the day, you know, Mattia Binotto is said to be involved with the team and set to be involved with the team. So Mattia Binotto, the Mattia Binotto that's going to walk into Audi is not going to be the same Mattia Binotto that you saw at Ferrari. You can't transplant a team principal or any actor in a team, you know, and just expect it to work exactly the same. A Formula One team is a bit like a Formula One car, where, again, you can have bathtub side pods potentially that work fantastically on a car in conjunction with all the other moving parts, all the other things that make it a Formula One car, you know. And it's the same with a team. You know, if you want the kind of success that a team had, you have to transplant the entire team. You can't just take one organ out of the body and just chuck it in another body and expect it to work in exactly the same way. So putting the likes of Nico Hülkenberg together with Mattia Binotto, that might give you a dynamic that we've never seen before in Formula One. You know, we don't know what that dynamic will look like. We don't know whether Mattia Binotto will be the same talking to Nico Hülkenberg as he has been to all the other drivers he's ever spoken to in Formula One. We don't know. The fact just remains that you can't Frankenstein a team. You know, I don't think Mary Shelley would have been fantastic at Formula One, because you can't Frankenstein a team together and expect each of those moving parts to react to different moving parts in the same way they reacted to the previous moving parts they were combined with, you know. So definitely that's ambitious, I think, to say before you've even really hit the track. But how competitive Audi is, and how the different moving parts and the Frankensteining of the Audi F1 team will be, remains to be seen.
Good day, everyone. Time for international sports news, and starting off with cricket news first. It is the Ashes series, that is men's cricket between Australia and England, that's in the news. It will start on Friday. 5 tests that they will play. It is 5-day tests. The first one on Friday starting in Perth. So news from Australia that they still have injury concerns. It is the captain, Pat Cummins, that started to train. He started to bowl in the nets, but it was earlier announced that he will not play in the first test in Perth. Also, it is Josh Hazlewood that is confirmed to be out because of a hamstring injury. So the 3 pace bowlers for Australia on Friday will most likely be Mitchell Starc, he's experienced, and also Scott Boland that will come into it. And then there's probably a debut for Brendan Doggett, and he's a fast bowler. He bowls very fast apparently, so he might make his debut against England. And so England don't have the same challenges as Australia. They had injury concern on Mark Wood, but he's cleared to play. He had a knee injury. So the first test start on Friday, and it is Australia that's defending the Ashes. The previous series in England, it ended 2 tests each, 2-2. So it's all to play for starting on Friday. Moving on to boxing news, and the boxing news from the boxing world is that Anthony Joshua of Great Britain, he accepted to fight the YouTuber, and that is Jake Paul, and that was a bit of a surprise. Jake Paul's mostly been in the ring against previous MMA fighters, and also his last fight was against a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. So apparently, according to experts, it is Joshua that could not say no for all the money. He could earn as much as $50 million for this fight. So it will be on the 19th of December. Won't be over 12 rounds. It will only be 8 rounds of 3 minutes each. So that will be in Miami. So that fight then confirmed. It is Anthony Joshua, 2-time heavyweight world champion, fighting against a YouTuber that turned boxing now. That is Jake Paul. To close off today's international sports news, it is soccer news, and it is the English Premier League that will continue this coming weekend. And news from Manchester United, they have an injury concern. It is Benjamin Sesko that is out for a month. That is because of a knee injury picked up against Tottenham Hotspur, so he won't be able to play this coming Monday. It will be Manchester United that will play round 12, and that game that will play against Everton. That's a home game for Manchester United. At the moment, they've got 18 league points after 11 games. Also Liverpool on 18, they play against Nottingham Forest at home this coming weekend. Then lock leaders on 26, Arsenal, they have a home game against Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester City, 22 points, they have a away game against Newcastle. So that's all soccer coming up, football coming up, English Premier League this weekend. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.